Well, we're going to go to second round of questions here, and I'll begin with you, Secretary Marks. One of the issues, you're probably seeing it, I'm sure all our witnesses have seen it. In terms of MilCon, one of the challenges we have is the oversaturation of burdensome regulations, many of which come from NEPA, where it takes years and years and even beyond a decade to get through NEPA reforms or NEPA reviews, then the inevitable litigation that comes with them to do anything on basis. So, Mr. Secretary, I'm sure you saw the very important Supreme Court case ruling on the Eagle County case, where the court found that agencies will get significant deference on NEPA reviews and, importantly, clarifies that agencies don't have to do reviews and shouldn't do reviews for impacts outside the project's immediate jurisdiction. So have you started to incorporate that into your DoD NEPA analysis? And importantly, like for example on Guam, I know that the Department of Interior was doing a huge NEPA review on some of the base housing related to Guam, incorporating that with the other agencies that might be doing NEPA analysis on military bases to more quickly streamline MilCon projects, which often can take a decade or more because of NEPA red tape.
Senator, absolutely. And in fact, since I've been in the seat, that's been a high priority to try to get after that, working with our partners in ways in which we can accelerate that while still acknowledging our legal and policy responsibilities, sure. Of course. One of those, of course, is the team has looked at opportunities there. Where can we use KTEX? Where can we use other abilities to move that forward, shrink those timelines, again, while still meeting those. I'll defer to my partners if they have recent examples, but we hope to bring that forward very soon. And I agree with you. I've experienced that personally, where the standard answer to any environmental answer is, well, it'll be 2 years from now before I come back to you with an answer. That to me is an unacceptable answer.
Yeah, not acceptable. So, it's a dangerous world out there, and we can't.
It is, absolutely, Senator.
We wouldn't be saying that, during World War II or any other times. We need to up the tempo. Let me turn to the very important issue. A number of you have talked about the issue of energy. And one element, and you don't want to repeat rumors, but one of the things that I've heard rumors on, again, in the Indo-Pacific region is the lack of energy storage as a detriment to prosecuting warfighting plans in the Indo-Pacific, particularly even exacerbated more because of the closure at the Red Hill fuel facility in Hawaii. So is that something that you're hearing about from the combatant commanders? In one of the areas that you and I talked about during your confirmation process, Secretary Marks, was the former base at Adak, which in addition to having 2 8,000-foot runways, a sub-base, has one of the largest and still operational fuel depots in the world. 22 million gallons of fuel can be stored there. But what are our challenges with regard to fuel, a warfighting capability that we need in Indo-PACOM, particularly given the Red Hill fuel facility shutdown? And I believe Adak offers a really important element for Indo-PACOM fuel logistics. A lot of people don't know, if you look at a map, Adak is over 1,000 miles west of Hawaii, and it's in the AOR, very far out in the AOR.
Senator, I appreciate that. And I've been tracking both Admiral Paparo's and General Guillau's comments to you about those issues. We are looking at the global force posture. I know my Navy partners made a visit to Adak to begin to do an assessment on that, and certainly we're looking at that global force posture. Anything that increases distance, slows us down, and our ability to support the warfighter is certainly a concern, and we'll continue to work with combatant commanders and my service partners to see what we need to do as the next steps.
But are you hearing from the combatant commanders that they're worried about fuel supplies in any kind of contingency? And I'm not just saying it's Red Hill. I'm just saying in general it's a big Pacific Ocean out there, and our warfighters need fuel. I'm hearing that.
Senator, and I don't doubt it, and that's why, as I mentioned earlier in my comments, that I've reached out to the combatant commanders to sit down as quickly as possible, as well as very quickly sitting down with my partners at Defense Logistics Agency to try to get a better grasp on that situation for you. So I'll come back to you, but I will defer to my partners here, my colleagues, if they have greater
Well,
details.
just with regard to Adak, the Indo-PACOM commander and the NORTHCOM commander testified in the full committee that we need to reopen that base. I got a commitment recently from the Navy, Ms. Johnson-Turner, to come brief me again on this. This was in a call with the SECNAV. Nobody's done it. That was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I'm still waiting. I've been waiting a long time, getting impatient on that, but I'd like to get your commitment, to get what was already a commitment, to come brief me on their latest visit, whether it's dealing with fuel, runways, sub-bases. It's a very strategic location. 2 combatant commanders have already said we need to reopen it, and I just haven't gotten anything from the Navy yet. Can I get your commitment to get the Navy at a senior level in my office soon, as they've already committed to me, to brief me on this?
Senator Sullivan, the Arctic is definitely a strategic and important location. I will follow up within internal to the Department of the Navy so we can circle back with you.
Good, thank you.